welcome back to our science class. So in this video we are going to continue our third lesson. So in the previous video we have learnt about photosynthesis, that is in page number 78. So in this video we are going to learn the remaining things. We are going to start with page number 79. So here is an activity. Take 2 potted plants, keep one in sunlight and another in fully covered box. Water them regularly. After a week, observe the plants. Okay, so they have told to take 2 plants. Okay, 2 types of plants, and one plant you have to keep it outside where sunlight can easily passes through the plant, and another plant you have to cover it fully. We have to cover it with a box where sunlight cannot enter. Okay, after a week, if you observe the plant, what will happen? The plant which we kept inside the box will dead. It will die. But the plant which will outside will grow nicely only because sunlight. Okay, so sunlight, water is very important for plant to live. Okay. So next, page number 80. Classification of plants. So plants are classified in many ways based on stems, lifespan, seeds, flower and color. So each plants are classified into different types, right? So it is classified based on stems. Plants are classified based on stems. Plants are classified based on lifespan. Lifespan means how long a plant can live. The plant's life duration. Okay, and it is classified based on seeds. It is classified based on flowers and color. Okay, so each plants are classified under each group. So in this session we will study about the classification of plants based on the flower and color. Okay, so in this class we are going to study about the classification of plants based on flower and color. Okay, so here we have a flow chart. Plants. So plants are classified based on flower and color. So under flower we have 2 types. Under flower we have 2 types. One is flowering plants, another one is non-flowering plants. So plants are classified based on flower and color. So under flower we have flowering plants and we have non-flowering plants. So flowering plants, example, neem and mango. So neem and mango will flower, right? So it comes under flowering plant. And non-flowering plants means algae, fungi and ferns. So here based on color we have green plants and non-green plants. So green plants means grass, algae and paddy, whereas non-green plants means fungi. Okay, so plants are classified based on flower and color. So under flower we have flowering plants and non-flowering plants. So example for flowering plants, neem and mango, and example for non-flowering plants, algae, fungi, ferns. And under color we have green plants and non-green plants. So example for green plants, grass, algae and paddy. So what is algae? So algae is nothing but in ponds and all we can see, right? Algae. Paasi pudichirukun solvangala. So that is algae. Okay. So non-green plants means fungi. Fungi are of different color. We can able to see many colors in fungi. Okay, so if we take a spoiled vegetable like a spoiled tomato, we can able to see many colors, right? Many colors in spoiled vegetable. So that is fungi. So we are going to learn about flowering and non-flowering plants. So flower is the most important parts of many plants. So in a plant which gives beauty, flower gives beauty, right? So it is very important part in plant because it is involved in reproduction. So from flower only the plant will reproduce. So flower is most important parts in plant, okay, but some of the plants are not having flower, so we cannot see flowers in every plant, right? So some plants they doesn't have flower, so these plants are also reproduce in different modes. So they also will reproduce but in different modes, okay. So based on this plant, it can be classified into two types. One is flowering plant. All the plants which reproduce with the help of flower is known as flowering plants, and all the plants which reproduce without flower are known as non-flowering plants, okay. So this is the difference between flowering plant and non-flowering plant. So first we learn about flowering plant. Plants bearing flowers are called flowering plant. Okay. So in the name itself we can able to understand that plants which bears flowers are called flowering plants. All the plants which gives flowers are known as flowering plants. So it reproduces by sex cells or gametes and produce seeds. So how do these flowering plants get reproduced? By sex cells or gametes. Okay, you have to underline this. And produce seeds. So seed produce new plant. So from flower it is reproduced to get seeds, and then from seeds we get new plant. Okay, so for example, mango, neem, groundnut, paddy. So all this comes under flowering plant because it bears flowers, and the plant get reproduced with the help of flowers. Okay, next one, non-flowering plants. Plants without flower that can reproduce are called non-flowering plants. So it is just opposite to flowering plants. So if in flowering plants we get flower, but in non-flowering plants we will not get flower, okay, but the reproduction will happen. So plants without flower that can reproduce are called non-flowering plants. So these plants do not produce seeds. So in flowering plants we learned that it will produce seeds, right? But in non-flowering plants, the plants will not produce seeds. They reproduce by a special structure called spores. So the non-flowering plants have a special structure known as spores. So through that spores only the non-flowering plant will get reproduced. Okay. So these spores will dispersed by wind. So by wind dispersion method, this non-flowering plants will reproduce and produce another plant. Okay. For example, algae, fungi and ferns. So this three comes under non-flowering plants. What are the three? Algae, fungi and ferns. Okay. So in flowering plants we have neem, paddy and mango, whereas in non-flowering plants we have algae, fungi and ferns. Okay. So you have to read all this. If you have any doubt in this, you can call me and ask. Okay. Okay. Thank you, students.